Hi, I'm Carmen Chammas. I'm your astrologer. We'll be talking about Thursday, the 5th of October. Today, the moon is in Gemini for the third consecutive day till 12:30 noon time, universal time. After that, it moves to Cancer. So in the first place, if you're watching me from the Americas, the moon will be in Cancer almost early morning. Otherwise, this day will be divided into two parts. The first part is great for the air signs. The second part is great for the water signs. So let's break down this day. Starting with Aries. Aries, you're one of those signs that will fare better when the moon is in the sign of Gemini. That's when you feel you're good, you feel better, you know how to react, you know how to do, you know your moves. Whereas when the moon is in Cancer, squaring the sun, which is opposing your sign, there may be some kind of a revolution of emotions, you know, something like a tourbillon, you know, so you may feel a little bit upset, easily upset with your loved ones in the first place, and then people around you at work or wherever you are. So pay attention to this kind of sensitive, tricky day. Let's move now to Taurus. I love this day. I love it when the moon is in Gemini or in Cancer. If you have to deal with money things, negotiations, maybe the moon in Gemini will help you to evaluate things better. But if you have to discuss, if you have to convince someone, if you have exams, if you have interviews, definitely the moon in Cancer will help you to speak better, to be more powerful and more convincing. Everybody will be lucky today, especially if you were born on the 4th, 5th, 18th, 19th of May. Let's move now to Gemini. I consider this day a beautiful day, no matter what time you're doing your chores, your tasks. It's totally powerful, empowering. Of course, the moon in your sign is the best time, always, 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 because it's the most of the energy that you get is very initiating and very empowering and very pushy, which makes you very capable of handling almost anything and also initiating almost anything. When the moon moves to Cancer, it's another fine time, definitely, and probably you will be dealing with some points, some issues related to getting better results from people, better evaluation from people, from yourself, including selling and buying. Let's move now to Cancer. You need to wait for the moon to reach your sign if you need good results. Otherwise, you'll be frustrated with the results when the moon is in Gemini, totally frustrated, disappointed, and not happy at all with what's happening. So pay attention. 12:30 universal time, noon. That's when the moon reaches your sign, and that's when the wheel of luck starts winning, starts turning to your favor, okay? That's when everything starts moving to your favor and to your liking. Let's move now to Leo. So Leo, this day is divided to two parts. The first part is better than the second one by far. That's when the moon is in Gemini. That's where you feel more comfortable with what's happening. Whereas when the moon is in Cancer, everything seems to slow down and nothing seems to be rewarding at all, or even with any result at all. If any result happens or you get any result, probably it will be totally disappointing. So double check on everything. If you want to get a good acceptable result, you really need to double check on everything. With Venus in your sign, you can be quite lucky if you were born between the 18th and the 20th of August. Let's move now to Virgo. Virgo, this is a happy day, even though the moon will square your sign in the first part of the day, but then everything will smooth itself out in the afternoon or in the evening. I think this whole day is very important. It highlights all your good traits and you'll be doing great. So don't worry about some stress in the morning. Everything will disappear completely as soon as the moon moves to Cancer. Everybody will be happy, especially if you were born on the 15th, 16th, 21st, 22nd of September. Let's move now to Libra. Of course, you'll love the vibes, beautiful, beautiful, happy, bubbly vibes of the moon in Gemini. That's when you feel very comfortable with yourself, with your environment. That's when everything starts to roll as you wish. That's when the doors open for you to inform others, to distribute something, to market something, and to spread your wings. When, of course, successfully. When the moon moves to Cancer, you'll find yourself under the spotlights out of the blue. And if you're ready, you'll be amazing. If you're not ready, that's too bad. Okay, so be careful. Planet Mars is in your sign. Be extra careful if you were born between the 16th and the 20th of or 19th of October. Moving to Scorpio, you know that the sun in Libra doesn't help you at all. So with the moon in Gemini, you don't get too many results or anything satisfying at all, except a headache and paying attention to slight, small, big details. When the moon moves to Cancer, that's when you start feeling a little bit better. It doesn't mean that you'll be doing miracles, but hopefully you do, you can. It depends on how ready you are, how smart you are, how strong, how fast you are to react in the correctly. So pay attention to this tricky day. It can be this or that. There's no nothing in between. It's either black or white. Sagittarius, you don't like actually a lot the moon in Gemini. It triggers some reactions from you that you don't really appreciate, nor the people around you appreciate them. So what you have to do is be a little bit more smiley when the moon is in Gemini, and wait till it passes or transits to Cancer. That's 12:30 noon universal time. So that's when you feel let's move now to Capricorn. Capricorn, this is a tricky day. The moon in Gemini will actually push you to do so much work. It's a long part of the day. That's till 12:30 noon universal time, which is fine. So if you have stuff to do, although you're a little bit tired, but it would be great if you start with priorities. Why? Because when the moon reaches Cancer, that's when things start rolling in a different direction. You may feel the heavy load. Okay, so it gets heavier and by the minute, and this will extend like 48-50 hours. So pay attention. Try not to leave important, difficult chores till the moon, for the moon in Cancer, because already the sun is squaring your sign. So you don't want that. Keep the timing of the moon in Cancer to small, daily, easy chores. So go, if I were you, I would go for everything during the time of the moon in Gemini and get things done, easily done, and that's it. Let's move now to Aquarius. Aquarius, this is a beautiful day. Morning, evening, noon, night, it doesn't matter, but definitely, of course, I prefer the effects or the vibes of the moon in Gemini because they're so inviting, they're so helpful, and they're so rewarding. You will be full of energy, you will enjoy yourself, your time, and the results and the impact that your work does or leaves. So this is great if you need a perfect timing. When the moon moves to Cancer, things start to turn in a different way, and that's when things start to get a little bit busier and you don't have enough patience. So you have to be a little bit more flexible with people around you. Moving to Pisces. Pisces, it's a nice day. It's quite helpful. I don't see why you shouldn't feel optimistic and helpful and open-minded to everything. Nothing's against you. During the time or the transit of the moon in Gemini, in the morning, you will feel a little bit, maybe a little bit nostalgic, but this will pass and everything will change. You will smile, you will laugh, you will dance, you will celebrate when the moon reaches Cancer, and it will spend around 48-50 hours in Cancer. So that's the happy time for you. That's a celebration and you deserve it. Let's wrap it up. with born on the 5th, this should be a very happy and a very culminating, beautifully ending starting year. I think it's going to be very enjoyable. You'll enjoy almost all projects. When you look back at this year, you say it was quite easy and quite helpful, definitely, because it helped you reach your most important objectives, goals, and you'll be an achiever. Try to build on a solid ground. Basically, this is it. Wishing you all the best. See you tomorrow. Enjoy. Bye-bye.